Hey guys, it's Jeremy Ray. I am a 28-year-old living alone in southern Vermont with my two cats, Chance and Maeve, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the changes and experiences I've had being on testosterone for 10 plus years now. I've been on HRT for 10 plus years, and these are some of the expectations I had, some of the disappointments, some of the surprises, some of the things I've learned along the way, being on testosterone for 10 years. This year will be 11. Like I said, I've been on T for 10 plus years now. I started on September 10th, 2015 when I was 17. And now starting before you turn 18, you have to have permission from a parent or guardian. So I got my parents' permission to be put on hormone replacement therapy when I was 17. And now I'm going to go over some of the changes that I experienced going on HRT. First, well, I don't know if I'm gonna really go in any order, but like some of the changes I've experienced was having a cracky voice. Like your voice is changing. You're gonna get like voice cracks and like high pitch, low pitch, like that kind of stuff like that. You're gonna get a lot of hair, like all over the place. Chest, back hair, shoulder, ass crack hair, hair all over the place. You're gonna get hair everywhere except for the places you want it. It took me a good couple years to start getting facial hair in the places that I really wanted it. And that can also depend on genetics. Genetics plays a big part in where you get different changes and stuff like that too. So if your family doesn't get a lot of facial hair, you may not get very much facial hair. You may be spotty facial hair, or you may get a full beard. I kind of shave it right here, but I mean, I've got a pretty full beard. I'm still kind of growing in. I've been on T for 10 years, but I'm still kind of growing in here, and then my mustache is kind of still growing in. And then there's some other parts of T that's kind of personal. You get a little downstairs growth. I'm not gonna go into detail about that. You can look that up if you want to learn more about that stuff. But you did kind of growth down there. There's fat distribution, where stuff from like your chest, fat from your chest get distributed some places. Fat from your hips get distributed to your shoulders. It's less of a curvy figure, more of a boxed masculine figure, stuff like that. I had noticed that it was harder for me to cry. I've heard this from a lot of trans men, that it's harder for them to cry, or they can't cry being on testosterone. And I have felt that too. I've felt that it's harder for me to cry. I mean, I still can cry, but it's a bit harder for me to cry. And I can't scream. Like, I've tried to scream. I can't get that high pitch anymore. I mean, my voice is still kind of like a higher pitch than I wish it was, but I still can't hit that high pitch scream sound. Another change that I have noticed was my feet grew. My doctor was like insisting that your feet aren't gonna grow. Your feet aren't gonna grow. I noticed my feet grew like a size. I used to be like a 9.5 in men's, and now I'm a 10.5 in men's. So I don't know if that was like just me growing, or if it was the testosterone influenced, or I don't know. I did experience hair loss, but that is due to like genetics again, receding hairline, and then a little bit of hair loss in the back. So I do have a little bit of hair loss, but again, that's like really due to it's really due to genetics, really. Your smell changes. You smell different. The smell worsens. It smells worse, and it gets stronger. The smell that you give off smells worse, and it's stronger. You require more deodorant and stronger deodorant, I've noticed. And I don't know, it smells worse than you did before, or I did before starting T. I've noticed that. And yeah, and then I think the last one I really noticed was my period stopped within like 2 months of starting T. So those are like the changes. And then there's some things that I've learned being on T. Something I learned, it's okay to miss a dose. I've missed a dose here and there. You're not gonna detransition. You're not going to detransition from missing a dose or two. I was so stressed out. I was like, oh my God, I missed a dose. Everything's gonna go back to where it was. It's all gonna come back. My period's gonna come back. My voice is gonna go back. Everything's gonna go back to where it was. It's not gonna go that fast. You have to be off of tea for like a month or two for the things to start detransitioning back to where it was. So it's okay to miss a dose or two. I remember when I missed a dose and like I was just freaking out because I didn't want those things to happen. Like I didn't want my period back. I didn't want stuff like that to come back. So I was terrified when I missed when I would miss doses, and I just didn't know. Like I said earlier, it took me forever to grow a beard, and it's also genetics. A lot of people, a lot of family, a lot of cis men can't grow beards. There's a lot of cis men that can't grow beards. So if you're not growing a beard, don't feel alone. There's a lot of cis men out there that can't grow beards either. So you're not alone, okay? Everyone's dose is different and it's unique to your body. So if you hear of another trans guy on a higher dose than you, don't feel you need to be on that high of a dose to be equal to them. I'm on 0.3 milliliters once a week, and my friend is on like half, like 0.5 or 0.6. Everybody's dose is different and it's unique to their own bodies. So yeah, don't feel you need to compare your dosage to other people, because their body is unique, or their dose is unique to their body. So do not feel like you have to compare yourself to other people. One of my expectations when I was like learning about the HRT and everything was that I was going to grow an Adam's apple, and sadly, you will not grow an Adam's apple. Some people's are like a little bit more pronounced, but you will not grow an Adam's apple, unfortunately. Another one is that you will experience like hot flashes, kind of like you're going through menopause. And I think I don't experience those anymore. I don't remember how long into being on T those stopped, but I don't experience those anymore. I want to say the first year or so, I experienced the hot flashes quite often, but it's kind of like you're going through menopause. you get the hot flashes and stuff. And also there are different types of tea. There's like tea creams or testosterone creams versus the injections. I'm on the injections only because I'm not scared of needles, and I've heard the creams don't work as fast. Like if you're starting off on creams, the changes that you're gonna notice are gonna come on slower than they would be if you were on injections. But there are people who don't like injections, and that's fine. You don't have to be on injections to be valid and all that kind of stuff. You can do creams. The only thing with creams is you have to be careful of where you put it, and then who you touch after where you put it. Like if you put it on your shoulder and then you rub up against someone, like you touch shoulders or something, you can transfer this testosterone onto them, and then they can get doses of testosterone too from just touching you. So that's the only other thing you have to be careful with the creams. And I think the last thing I wanted to say was tea doesn't cure dysphoria. It can help, and it might cure it for some people, but it might not for some people. It definitely helped for me. It definitely helped a lot for me. My dysphoria went from like way up there to like way down there, but I was still feeling dysphoric. I was still feeling very dysphoric because I hadn't had top surgery yet. So I felt for my transition, the next step for me after HRT was to get top surgery. And after I had my top surgery, my dysphoria is like pretty much gone now. But I wanted to say that tea doesn't like automatically cure your dysphoria, but it could. For some people it might. For some people it doesn't. And then another last thing. Everyone gets results at different rates. Some people might get a beard within the first year. Some people, it might take 5 years. For me, it took like 3. Some people, their chest may shrink enough to get a different type of top surgery. Instead of getting a double mastectomy, they might get a keyhole, or like, yeah, it really depends on genetics, your body type. So yeah, everyone gets results at different rates. So yeah, I was going through, I was going into HRT, sorry. I was going into HRT expecting to grow a full beard right away, get broad shoulders, and grow a Adam's apple, and I was ready to look like a man. Sadly, I looked like a prepubescent boy just starting to go through puberty. It was awkward, and I was uncomfortable. My voice was cracking. I was smelly. I was getting hot flashes. It was a terrible time. I had acne all over the place. It took a good couple months to a year for things to start settling down. But now that I've been on HRT for 10 years now, I can say confidently, that it has been the best decision I have ever made. And I can probably say that it has saved my life too. And yeah, I probably would have offed myself if I had been living much longer as female, because I just didn't feel comfortable in that body. And now I'm in a body that I'm comfortable in, and I perceive myself as male. I am perceived as male from others, and I'm comfortable. And yeah. All right, we're gonna say goodbye now. I hope that you guys liked that video. If you did, comment down in the comments, and yeah, if you like this video, give me some love, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, bye-bye. Bye-bye.